Happy Halloween, everyone. And yep, let's just get this over with. We're talking about Batman Last Halloween issue 1. Yeah, I was originally going to talk about issue 1 and 2, but, well, first of all, issue 2 just came out, and it's not taking place on Halloween, despite the fact they came out in October. It's technically a Thanksgiving story, but yeah, we'll get more into that when I talk about issue 2. Now, if you've seen my last videos talking about Long Halloween, you know that I really find this unnecessary, especially what happened in the Long Halloween special, where they pretty much had Batman realize who the Holiday Killer was, despite the fact that one of the most iconic moments of the story was that he never solved the case. Does the first issue redeem it? Well, let's get into Batman Last Halloween issue 1 and find out. Our issue opens with Batman recapping us on what happened in the last Long Halloween special, where Harvey and Gilda actually got out of Gotham and are currently living in Metropolis, but he does vow to find them. Meanwhile, Jim Gordon and his wife are about to take their son, James Gordon Jr., out trick-or-treating, and he's dressed as Batman, though he doesn't really like the costume since he can't really see in the kettle. See, this is why he winds up dressing up like the Joker later. That's not a joke, seriously, that does happen. James Gordon Jr. has some serious issues. Jim and his wife are distracted, and, unfortunately, that was enough time for someone to take their son. Meanwhile, Batman and Robin are actually in the middle of a stakeout. Batman believes that he's found Mario Falcone. To those who don't know, Mario Falcone was introduced in the pages of Dark Victory, the original sequel to Batman Long Halloween. Mario, much like how most of his family, was based off a member of the Corleone family from The Godfather, in this case, Michael Corleone. He was the outlier. He didn't want anything to do with the family business. But while The Godfather ended with Michael embracing his family's criminal empire, Mario burned down the house. Literally. Now, he did kind of go in the same route as Michael later, but that's not important. What is important is that Catwoman has also broken in, and yes, in fact, Mario is hiding there. Selina notices that all the pictures of his family are pretty much gone except for a picture of his mother and father, and Mario reveals, yeah, no, he got rid of them all. He truly wants to burn down his family legacy. He asks Selina why she's there, but before he can get an answer, she leaves. Batman and Robin chase her, but then Selina, well, throws a rope at Robin's neck, and it pretty much chokes him and he almost falls. Luckily, Batman saves him, and after the save, Batman and Robin hear a gunshot, but when they go to the source, they don't find anyone. Just a gun, the exact same gun that was used in the holiday killings. And along with the jack-o'-lantern, Batman knows this isn't a coincidence. At the same time, Jim Gordon contacts him, revealing that his son has been kidnapped. And while that's happening, Harvey Dent and Gilda are attacked by a group of men who are able to actually knock out Solomon Grundy. Yeah, turns out he didn't die from that explosion, and shoot Harvey. The men are revealed to be wearing clown masks and is very much aware of who Gilda was and plan to take them, ending issue 1. This first issue was okay, not great. Again, I'm still not a fan of Batman knowing that Gilda was one of the holiday killers, but I think the setup is pretty decent. We do already have our suspects, with the first being Mario, since his family was affected the most from the holiday killings, and that this mystery is not really a story of a murder, but more of a kidnapping, as Batman and Jim are now going to try to figure out who kidnapped Jim's son. Yeah, I'm interested, though at the same time, there are some moments that do feel off, but I'll talk more about that when I talk about characters. Starting with, of course, Batman and Robin. Now, I'm going to put them together since the main crux of this first issue with Batman is he's still struggling with trusting Dick, even though in the end of the Long Halloween special it looked like they were making things work, but he's still not fully into the idea of having Dick as a partner, mostly because Dick seems very determined to impress him. But as Bruce says, he doesn't need him to be impressed. He needs Robin to live. Dick's pretty cocky here, and yeah, it's definitely made to be the comic relief, but also to bounce off Batman as he puts everything together. Selina in here, just like in the original Long Halloween story, is still shrouded in mystery, as yeah, you're not 100% sure why she's doing what she's doing, well, except for the whole thing with Dick Grayson, which again, felt really out of character. Yeah, you could argue that she knew Bruce would save him, but still, usually wouldn't go that far, unless we're going for the Golden Age. When it comes to her relationship with Mario, it does seem that she does want to connect with him, since to those who don't know, at least in this continuity, Selina and Mario are actually siblings, and she'd probably like to know more about the one member of her family who's not a complete psycho, though that might be too late, as again, as it does seem that Mario isn't gonna go as batshit crazy as he does in the main continuity, there is something unnerving about him. The way he looks at her, the way he just talks about how much he does not want anything to do with this family, and the pain that he went through. You do get this sense that he might actually not just try to get rid of his family history, but maybe everything that could remind him of his family. Again, a solid way to introduce your first suspect. As for Jim and Barbara, we don't really get to spend too much with with them, but you do see how they're both dealing with the kidnapping of their son. Barbara's more angry and passionate, while Jim is trying to keep things together, but it's pretty hard for him. As for Harvey and Gilda, not much to say about them. They were pretty much just doing the whole demented, loving husband and wife dynamic that they were doing in the Long Halloween special, so not much to say there. We talk about Eduardo Russo again, as he's actually on art, along with Dave Stewart doing the color. And I gotta say, they both do a solid job. Yeah, you can still tell it's Russo, but he's doing his best to actually emulate elements of Tim Sale's style, particularly of how he draws Two-Face. And same thing with Stewart with color. Again, going for very hard colors here, and even doing a solid job replicating the elements of the Holiday Killer with the black and white element, though it doesn't have as big as an impact as the actual killings were in the original story. But for what they did a solid job. On a whole, Batman The Last Halloween issue 1 was a solid start. I'm not yet totally sold on this series, but I'm gonna try giving it a shot. I still feel like Long Halloween should have been left alone, but maybe we'll actually have some good twists and turns. We'll just have to see and find out. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more updates, and have a happy Halloween, everyone. Next time, well, yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that the next one is definitely gonna be a Jeff Loeb story that also takes place in this continuity, as we leave Gotham for a little bit and head to Metropolis for, of course, Superman for all seasons. Later.
Have a happy Halloween!